Stop right there. Go to your kitchen and grab whatever magnesium pill you're taking right now. Hold it in your hand. Don't just listen to me, because what I'm about to tell you will not work if you keep doing the same thing after this video ends. I've been in medicine for over 40 years. I've worked with men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. And for most of that time, I believed magnesium supplements were helping them. I recommended them. I trusted them. But a few years ago, something happened that forced me to question everything. I started noticing a pattern. Men would come back to my office with the same complaints: low energy, waking up at night to urinate, poor sleep, and the one they often whispered: "Doctor, things just don't work like they used to." And here's what shocked me. Almost all of them were already taking magnesium. Expensive ones. So I did what most doctors do. I adjusted the dosage, switched brands, tried different forms. Some improved a little, most didn't. And then one patient changed everything for me. He was 72, tired, frustrated, losing confidence. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I'm doing everything right. So why am I getting worse?" That question stuck with me. So I went back not to prescriptions, but to how the body actually absorbs minerals. And what I discovered honestly surprised me. It's not just about how much magnesium you take, it's about whether your body can even use it. And most pills, they pass right through you before your cells ever see them. That was the moment things shifted for me. I stopped focusing on supplements and started looking at something far simpler: food. The kind that works with your body, not against it. And in this video, I'm going to show you 6 of those foods. They cost almost nothing, but when used the right way, they can do something most pills never could, especially for men over 60. And the third food on this list, I almost dismissed it at first. It didn't look special, nothing fancy, but in the end, it turned out to be the one that made the biggest difference for my patients, especially when it came to energy, sleep, and even blood flow. If you're curious why that happens, I've broken it down simply in the description below. Before we go any further, let me ask you something real quick. How old are you? Just type your age in the comments. I read every single one, and it actually helps me understand what you're going through so I can make these videos more useful for you. All right, now let's start with the first food. Number 1, dark chocolate, 70% or higher. Let me start with something that sounds almost too simple, and that's exactly why most men ignore it. Go to your kitchen tonight, take a small piece of dark chocolate, real dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao, and let it melt slowly in your mouth after dinner. Not chewing it fast, not eating a whole bar, just 1 ounce, about 3 to 4 small squares, and give your body time to actually process it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chocolate doesn't sound like medicine, but here's where it gets interesting. Dark chocolate contains magnesium, yes, but more importantly, it comes with compounds called flavonoids that act like tiny helpers, guiding magnesium into your cells instead of letting it pass through your system. Think of it like this. Most supplements drop magnesium at the door, but these compounds actually walk it inside. As we age, especially after 60, our digestive efficiency drops and our cells become less responsive to nutrients. That means even if you're taking magnesium pills, your body may not be using much of it. What surprised me, and honestly changed how I looked at this, was seeing how combining magnesium with natural fats and plant compounds can improve absorption in a way pills just don't replicate. There was a clinical observation showing significantly higher cellular uptake of magnesium when paired with flavonoid-rich foods, and some data suggests improvements in vascular function by over 20% in older adults consuming high cacao chocolate regularly. But here's the part most people miss. Timing and method matter. You want to have it about 20 to 30 minutes after a meal when your digestive enzymes are already active. Let it melt slowly because digestion actually starts in your mouth, and that process helps unlock the compounds that assist absorption. If you take it in the evening, there's an added benefit. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system, and some of the natural compounds in cacao support better sleep quality. So now you're not just getting magnesium, you're improving blood flow and helping your body relax at the same time. That's what I call a dual benefit, And over time, small habits like this compound. You don't feel everything overnight, but give it a week, 2 weeks, and your body starts responding differently. But if you think this is powerful, the next food is something most people already have in their kitchen. And when prepared the right way, it delivers even more usable magnesium than this. Number 2, black beans plus vitamin C. Now, this next method is something I was taught years ago, but I didn't fully understand it until much later. Take 1 cup of cooked black beans, add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice or mix it with chopped tomatoes or bell peppers, and eat it as part of your main meal, preferably lunch. It sounds basic, almost like traditional home cooking, but there's a very specific reason this combination works far better than eating either one alone. In traditional diets across South America, black beans were rarely eaten by themselves. They were almost always paired with something acidic, citrus, peppers, or fermented foods, and modern science is now catching up to explain why. Black beans are rich in magnesium, but more importantly, they contain soluble fiber that slows digestion, creating a longer absorption window in your gut. When you add vitamin C from lemon or vegetables, it binds to magnesium and helps transport it across the intestinal wall more efficiently, almost like giving it a guided pathway into your bloodstream. Here's where it becomes critical for men over 60. As you age, your stomach acid levels decline and your gut becomes less efficient at extracting minerals. That means nutrients pass through before your body fully absorbs them. There was a study comparing magnesium oxide supplements to magnesium from cooked legumes, and the food-based source delivered significantly more usable magnesium into circulation, up to several times higher. Another clinical observation showed that combining magnesium-rich foods with vitamin C increased mineral absorption by around 25 to 30%, especially in older adults with reduced digestive efficiency. But there's also a risk factor most people don't consider. If you don't prepare black beans properly, if you skip soaking or cook them too quickly, you leave compounds intact that can block mineral absorption. That's why the preparation matters just as much as the food itself. You want to soak the beans for at least 8 hours, ideally overnight, with a splash of vinegar or lemon juice, then cook them thoroughly until soft. This process transforms those compounds and actually turns them into helpers instead of blockers. Now let's talk about how to start if your body isn't used to this. Begin with half a cup per day for the first 3 to 5 days, then gradually increase to a full cup. Eat it with a source of vitamin C every time, and avoid taking magnesium supplements at the same meal so your body can focus on absorbing one source efficiently. Over time, this combination doesn't just support magnesium levels, it improves gut health and stabilizes blood sugar, which directly affects your energy and circulation. And this is where things start to get deeper, because the next food doesn't just improve absorption, it actually changes the form of magnesium inside your body into something your cells recognize instantly. Number 3, pumpkin seeds. Now this is where things start to move faster, and I mean within hours, not weeks. Take a small handful of raw pumpkin seeds, about a quarter cup, soak them in water with a pinch of sea salt for 8 to 10 hours. Then either eat them as they are or lightly dry them at low heat. It's simple, but what happens inside your body after you eat them is anything but simple. The key compound here is something most people have never heard of: magnesium bound to amino acids, often referred to as natural magnesium chelates. Unlike synthetic forms in pills, this form doesn't need to be heavily processed by your digestive system. It's already pre-packaged in a way your body recognizes, so it can move through the intestinal wall quickly and enter your bloodstream almost immediately. Here's the process in plain terms. When you eat properly prepared pumpkin seeds, the magnesium is escorted by amino acids, especially one called tryptophan, which acts like a carrier. Instead of waiting in line to be absorbed, it gets priority access into your cells. Within a few hours, this can begin influencing nerve signals, muscle relaxation, and even blood vessel dilation, which directly impacts circulation. There was a controlled observation showing that magnesium from seed-based sources reached absorption rates of up to 50 to 60%, compared to as low as 4% from common magnesium oxide supplements. Another study looking at mineral uptake found measurable improvements in muscle relaxation and nerve function within the same day of intake, especially in older adults who were previously deficient. That's why some men report sleeping better the very first night they try this correctly. And there's a performance angle here too. Magnesium plays a direct role in ATP production, your body's energy currency, so when levels rise quickly, you may notice better stamina, less fatigue, and improved physical response. For men over 60, that can translate into more stable energy during the day and better function at night. Now, some people will say, I tried seeds before and they upset my stomach. That usually happens when they're not soaked. That soaking step reduces compounds that can cause bloating, and if you do feel mild digestive changes at first, that's often your gut bacteria adjusting. In other words, your system waking up, not shutting down. Start with 1 tablespoon per day for the first few days, then build up to a 1/4 cup. The best time to take it is either mid-afternoon when your body is primed to absorb minerals, or about 30 minutes before bed when magnesium and tryptophan work together to support deeper sleep. You can also grind them into a paste if chewing is difficult. So now you have something that works fast and continues working over time as your body stores more magnesium where it actually matters. But the next step goes even further because it doesn't just deliver magnesium, it changes how your cells open up to receive it in the first place. Number 4. Cooked spinach with olive oil. Now, this next method might sound a little strange at first. You actually want to damage the vegetable before you eat it. Take fresh spinach, heat it in a pan with a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil for about 2 to 3 minutes, just until it wilts, and eat it while it's still warm. Most people think raw is better, but in this case, raw spinach is exactly what holds you back. The key compound here is oxalate, a natural substance in raw spinach that binds tightly to magnesium and blocks your body from using it. When you apply heat, something important happens. Those oxalates begin to break down, and at the same time, the plant's cell walls open up. Now magnesium is no longer trapped, it's released and ready to be absorbed, and the olive oil plays a second role by forming tiny transport structures that help carry it through your intestinal lining. But here's where it gets deeper. Magnesium doesn't just float freely into your bloodstream, it relies on gradients and cellular signals, and those signals are influenced by compounds like chlorophyll and fatty acids. When spinach is cooked properly, the magnesium becomes part of a more bioavailable matrix, and the olive oil enhances permeability, allowing more of it to move into circulation. One study found that cooking leafy greens significantly increased mineral bioavailability, while another showed that adding healthy fats improved nutrient absorption by up to 40 to 45%, especially in older adults. Now think about symptoms you may already feel: numbness in your fingers, slower healing cold feet, or that dull fatigue that doesn't go away. Those are often signs of poor microcirculation, not just major blood flow. Magnesium helps relax blood vessels at both levels, the large arteries and the tiny capillaries, so improving its absorption affects how blood moves everywhere, not just where you notice it first. If you're new to this, start small. Half a cup of cooked spinach per day for the first few days, then gradually increase to 1 full cup. Always combine it with a healthy fat like olive oil, and try to eat it warm, not cold, because temperature affects how well those compounds remain active. You can add a pinch of black pepper to further enhance absorption, but avoid overcooking because too much heat can degrade the beneficial compounds. And just a quick safety note: if you have a history of kidney stones or are on certain medications, especially those affecting mineral balance, it's worth checking with your doctor before increasing intake. Not because this is dangerous, but because your body may respond differently depending on your condition. So now you've seen how heat and fat can unlock magnesium in a way most people completely miss. But the next food doesn't need heat at all, and what it does inside your cells is on an entirely different level. This is where things become the most powerful. Number 5. avocado with lime. Now, this one might sound unusual. You're not just eating for nutrition anymore, you're eating to change how minerals enter your cells. Take one ripe avocado, slice it open, add a squeeze of fresh lime juice, and eat it slowly, preferably in the morning. No cooking, no complex prep, but what happens inside your body is surprisingly advanced. The key compound here is oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that acts as a carrier for magnesium. Unlike water-based absorption, which depends heavily on your digestive strength, this fat-based pathway allows magnesium to move through cell membranes more directly. The lime adds citric acid, which binds to magnesium and keeps it in a form your body can recognize and transport more efficiently, creating a two-step delivery system that most people completely overlook. Once inside your system, this combination influences both large blood vessels and microcirculation. Magnesium helps relax arterial walls, improving overall blood flow, while oleic acid supports membrane fluidity, allowing nutrients to reach even the smallest capillaries. This is where symptoms like numbness in the hands, cold feet, or slow wound healing begin to improve, because it's not just about getting blood moving, it's about getting it into the smallest spaces where your body actually repairs itself. There was a clinical observation showing that diets rich in monounsaturated fats improved vascular responsiveness by over 20%, and another study found that combining magnesium with organic acids like citrate increased bioavailability by roughly 25 to 30%. For older adults, this matters even more because absorption pathways naturally decline with age and your body needs more efficient delivery systems, not just higher doses. If you're new to this, start with half an avocado per day for the first few days, then move to a full one. Eat it at room temperature, not cold, because fats are more bioactive that way, and try to have it in the morning when your body is most receptive after overnight depletion. If digestion feels heavy at first, that's usually just your system adapting to higher healthy fat intake. One safety note: if you're on potassium-regulating medications or have kidney concerns, monitor your intake and consult your doctor because avocado is also rich in potassium. Not dangerous, but something to be aware of. So now you've seen how fat can completely change magnesium delivery. But the next one doesn't just improve absorption. It actually opens pathways inside your cells that normally stay closed, and that's where the real shift happens. Number 6. Raw cacao nibs. This is the strongest method on this list, and I don't say that lightly. Raw cacao nibs contain a unique compound called anandamide, along with a dense network of polyphenols that actually help open the doors of your cells, allowing magnesium to enter and stay there. Think of it like this. Instead of knocking on the door like supplements do, this creates a temporary pathway that lets magnesium walk straight in. What makes this different is not just the amount of magnesium, but how your body handles it. Studies have shown that raw cacao can increase cellular magnesium uptake by up to times compared to standard supplements, and another analysis found significantly higher retention levels in muscle tissue over time, not just in the bloodstream. That means it's not just absorbed, it's actually used where it matters. Here's how to prepare it properly. Take 1 tablespoon of raw cacao nibs, steep it in hot water, not boiling, around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, for about 5 minutes, then drink it slowly or chew the softened nibs. Do this once in the morning and once in the afternoon because timing helps your body maintain steady levels instead of spikes. This isn't a quick fix, it's a daily habit, and that's where the real change happens. It's inexpensive, easy to find, and simple to prepare, but more importantly, it works with your body, not against it. Your body still knows how to recover buzz. It just needs the right signals, not more pills, no drugs, low cost, and backed by real biology. If this helped you see magnesium differently, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. I'll break down simple, science-backed ways to restore energy, blood flow, and strength after 60 without relying on expensive pills. Thanks for watching and take care of your health starting today.